Hello and welcome here to Kingston, Ontario at Cricket Field for Game 4 today of Day 2 of the Limestone City Showdown. Hello, my name is Jacob Ewing. It's the final game of Day 2, as I just mentioned, between the Ottawa West Twins, a team that we didn't see throughout the first 3 games today, but we did see yesterday. They took a big 3-1 win in a defensive masterclass against the Kingston Colts intermediate team. And now we have the Kingston Colts senior girls team, who we saw earlier today as well. And they took a major loss to the intermediate team, such a strong intermediate team. And that's why it was such a big win for the Ottawa West. And that's fired by Nam to start the game off all the way to right field. He'll turn first and try to turn it into a double and make that a triple as he'll go around 3 as the ball is getting thrown into the infield. And it's a leadoff triple for Nam and the Twins. That's a massive hit there. Get a runner a base hit away. Start the evening off successfully here for the Twins. We'll have Reese up to bat next for the Twins. There's at the mound for the Colts. As the starting pitcher this evening is the Lion. And she'll try to start things off successfully for herself. Now has herself in a bit of a pinch with a runner at third. Now one down the middle. Reese will pull that to third base. So from 5-3 in time for out number 1. Will be cash in a run though. So a sacrifice play from Reese, and it's a 1-0 ball game here early on for the Twins. So an early lead here. And now no runners on any bases. Here's number 14, Ryan, as he'll take strike 1 as they clips the inside of the zone. No 1 count. Ground ball. Can't be scooped by the shortstop. Will make its way all the way to center field. And Ryan will have himself a base hit. And so runner will be aboard first now. A hard hit ground ball that had an opportunity to be scooped by the shortstop, not able to corral it in the glove, gets all the way to center field. And we'll have a runner over at first as we'll hit the cleanup hitter. Here's number 11, Nico. Had himself a great game yesterday. Pitched a couple of innings and a huge win earlier today for the Twins over the Orleans Red Sox, as he'll fire that right to right field. That's going back towards the fence. It will get all the way back to the warning track, and the Jets will be turned on. Ryan will come all the way around from first. The throw to third a little bit too late. It's an RBI triple for Nico as he cranked that ball all the way out to the back fence. That's already a 2-0 game for the Twins. And 2 triples through the first 4 batters for Ottawa West. And now they have a runner at third, a base hit away from making it a 3-0 game. Here's number 21, Tyson. As there's only 1 out recorded so far by the Colts. That will be up high for a ball. So Georgia Lyon, a really good player, can play almost any position for the Colts. That won't get through the catcher. The Twins are thinking about it, and that'll be Nico. Nico will decide to go now after a delayed decision from the Colts, and that will make it a 3-0 game as Nico will sprint on by home plate. So a delay in the decision making as Talia almost took her time to get back to that ball in the backstop, and Nico saw an opening. It's now a 3-0 ball game. That one's pulled right to right field, and it just gets down past the right fielder. Tyson will turn for 2. Walks for 3 as this ball's getting thrown into the infield, and it's another triple here for Ottawa West. A very, very strong start to this game, as they're just getting all over Lions pitches right now. And here's number 36, Gavin. He ball one up high. So we've had a bit of a wait in between our last game and this one. about 3 hours, but neither of these teams settling down. As our last game was the Kingston Intermediate team against Lake Simcoe, and it was a game that resulted in a mega victory for the Colts Intermediate team. Here's the pitch. That's going to go over top of his head and be ball number 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to put runners in the corners. Still with only 1 out here. The Colts struggling here early on. And here's Jaden at the plate. Runner's going to go to second. It'll be strike 1, and they won't go to second. Instead, they'll cut it off at the shortstop, ensuring that the runner at third stays where he is. So both runners will advance into a scoring position now. It's a righty versus righty matchup. That's strike 2, the call, as it clips the bottom of the zone. So an 0-2 count. Lyon looking for her first strikeout of the evening. That'll be popped up. The second baseman back pedals a little bit, looking for it in the sun, and will just drop it out the glove. Runner will come home from third and cash in another run. It's a 4-0 lead now for the Twins. That's a hard play to make by the second baseman. The sun is glaring in your eyes. It's almost peak time where the sun's kind of just peeking over the trees, and that sun is glaring. Both runners are going to go. The pitch just a little bit outside, and they'll both advance, so both runners now in scoring position. At the plate now is number 19, Murray. He'll get that on the opposite side of him. So 2-0 count. The Colts would love it to find another out here. So on the opposite side of the plate, it's now a 3-0 count. And we could see bases loaded here if one more ball comes through. Lyon needs to find the strike zone now. Here's the 3-0 pitch, a big cut and a strike for Murray. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball. Just gets through the shortstop's glove into left field. One run will score, another one will come around and make it 2 RBIs for Murray as the Twins pick up a pair of runs. And time will be called as the infield will come in and meet with Georgia Lyon. Try to figure things out here. Only 1 out has been found throughout the first 6 runs the Twins have scored, getting off to a very hot start. And the Colts need to figure something out before this game is blown even more wide open. At the plate right now is number 17. This is Jacob with a runner at first. Runner's going to go to second. Jacob will get on the end of his bat. It's popped up. Shortstop moving to our right, makes the catch. Runner didn't tag up, but first the throw in time for the double play. And that will end the inning. A huge one for the Colts. Off a nice catch by the shortstop, and well, it was an early run there as they tried to steal second a little early. It comes back to bite him as he was already at second by the time that was caught in the glove. And the throw is in time. We'll head to the bottom of the first. The Colts, their first opportunity at the bats when we come back. So we'll join you back here for the bottom of the first inning. And leading things off for the Colts will be number 16. This is Stella Bowie. In a game which has been blown a little bit open by the Twins. Colts trying to reel it back in. That's ball 2 down in the dirt. So a starting pitcher this evening for the Ottawa West Twins, we'll see number 30. This is Nam. Here's the 2-0 count. That was blistering through the strike zone. Beautiful pitch there by Nam, looking to replicate it. Here's the 2-1. That one just gets away from him as well. We'll see ball 3. And an opportunity here for a leadoff walk. If one more comes through, which I'm sure Bowie would love. See if Nam can find the strike zone. Needs to be good now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Right down the middle. Bowie took a cut. Unable to connect. Moves us to a full count here to start things off in the bottom of the first. Nam with the payoff. And it's ball 4. A leadoff walk for the Colts. And the big one at that, in a game where the Twins have started so successfully, scoring 6 runs. We'll now see the Colts get a runner aboard to start the inning. And so we'll move on to the order. First pitch, swing and a miss. This is Josephine Bailey hitting in the 2 spot. She takes strike 1 swinging. Nam will go and test first, and Bowie easily getting back and will be safe. We'll focus back up on the play here. Here's the 0-1. Runner's going to go to second now. The throw, trying to pick her off. And Bowie with a successful steal. Will make it to second nice and safe. So advances herself into a scoring position. Colts realizing now that they're down by 6. That they're going to have to steal some bags if they're going to make up some runs. They'll test her at second once more. And she'll get back in time. And a swing and a miss from Bailey for strike 2. So a 1-2 count. Nam looking for his first strikeout of the evening. Here's the 1-2. He'll be up high for ball 2. Here's the 2-2 from Nam. And strike 3, the call. Hits the inside corner. Nam does with the heater. A beautiful pitch. So 1 down, 2 to go here for the Twins. And here's Talia Knox with a runner at second. Swing and a miss from Knox for strike 1. Bowie going to go to third. The throw was there, but the tag just a tad late. A successful steal by Stella Bowie. Will now be at third. A base hit away from getting the Colts on the board. An 0-2 count. Knox needs to protect. And a swing and a miss inside for strike 3. And the second strikeout in a row for Nam. Trying to make it 3. Runner at third, a base hit away. I'll be inside. Nice fast reaction time there by Lyon to move back for ball 1. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. Lyon hitting in the cleanup spot. Here's the 1-0. Gets contact, will foul it back. That's what she needed. But the barrel to the ball. Haven't seen much of that here early on. I do apologize. I am losing my voice a little bit. Potentially a little bit of a cold coming on, so try my best to keep the congestion away, but it might come as that's going to be fouled off for a strike. Contact for Lyon, and will be caught with the underhand from the shortstop to end the inning. So runner will be stranded at third as Bowie wasn't able to get home. It was a great opportunity there from Lyon, able to connect, but a nice play to end the first inning. When we come back, we'll see the Twins back on the bats. They put up 6 in the top of the first. We'll see if they can add to it in the top of the second. So we'll get the top of the second underway here. Leading things off is number 9, Rohan. That's a slow bouncer to the shortstop. Throw from 6-3, unable to be scooped. As Rohan ambushes the first pitch. And the throw was there in time, but unable to be handled. It's a leadoff single for the Twins. Runner's going to go to second. Swing and a miss at the plate from Elliott. The throw just a tad late. The steal will be successful. So we reach the bottom of the order here for the Twins. They'll be outside for a ball. Lyon, her second inning of work here, back at the mound. Now takes a bounce in the dirt, gets away from Knox. She can't locate it. Rohan will go to third. And another ball that just gets past the catcher. It's been a theme throughout this whole entire tournament the last 2 days. And Rohan now a base hit away from adding to the tally. It's a 2-1 count. Ground ball gets through the infield. All the way to right field. That's going to make its way all the way to the warning track. Rohan will come around and score. Elliott's going to look for 3. The throw, just a little off the mark. It's an RBI triple for Elliott. And now a 7-0 game for the Twins. And that is the 4th triple already for the Twins throughout their lineup. We'll go back to the top of the order. Here's Nam, who pitched the the bottom of the first inning for the Twins. Fouls the first one off. Gets underneath that one, will pop it out of the way to center field. Moving back, sun in her eyes, makes the catch. Runner will tag up and go home as it was very deep enough to make that happen. It's a sacrifice fly for Nam. And the Twins will score another run. Nonetheless, a big out there for the Colts. And we'll have number 25, this is Reese, who grounded out his first time up to bat. And he went around trying to hold it off, wasn't able to. He'll get a hold of that one, he'll launch it. It looks to be going in foul territory, and it will. Really got under with that one, Reese did. So you hear the pop right off the bat, it sounded crisp, but it will go in foul territory. It's a 1-2 count. Opportunity for Line to find a strikeout here, and nice catch there from Talia to, I'll let that one get away for ball 2. This Twins team, the only perfect team left in the tournament, still without a loss, and with a win here this evening would confirm themselves for the championship game tomorrow. Which would set up their opponent to be tomorrow's winner between the Kingston Intermediate team and the Orleans Red Sox. That's ball 4 for a walk for Reese. He'll be aboard first base. The senior girls still winless with a tie and a loss. That one is heavily pulled to left field, gets all the way back to the warning track in the left corner. And it's a double to move both runners in scoring positions. A hard hit ball from Ryan. As he ambushed that ball, we move on in the order to Nico. Hitting cleanup, hit a triple his first time up. Looking to replicate it, throw to third. As they'll try him, as there was an aggressive leadoff. Won't be there in time. Here's pitch 1 to Nico. And he holds off, but he does get the strike. Bit of a delayed call there from the ump, but it will count as a strike. We'll start 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Nico pops it up. The infield moving back. And that drops right into no man's land in between the infield and the outfield. 1 run will score. Nico will get to second, make that a triple in a double on the evening for Nico, and an RBI as well on his last hit. Here's Tyson. The Twins their second time already through the order. Tyson gets a hold of it and rips it right to right field. And a little delay is not able to be handled. The runner comes around from second. That's Nico, and a pair of RBIs for Tyson in a single. As the Twins hit double digits, it's now 11-0. As we'll have Gavin to the plate. And only 1 out so far. Lining the Colts would love to find another one. Just try to start some sort of momentum. Strike 1 as that clips the top of the zone. Runner's going to go to second. That ball's going to be cranked, and the shortstop was moving to her left, and that ball was hit right to her right. Gets all the way to center field. Trying to extend to a double, and is out at second base. Gavin tried to, which was an easy single, make this a hard double, and it's tagged out at second base just barely for out number 2. Strike 1, the call. This is Jaden at the plate. 0-1. And a late swing by Jaden to get strike 2. Thought about it there and made a decision at the last second. Tad too late, it's 0-2 down. An opportunity to end the inning here for Lyon. That ball on the end of the bat. Scoot from the shortstop, the throw to first in time for out number 3. And that will do it for the top of the second inning. 7 runs cashed in for the Twins in the first. Only 4 here in the second. Much better defensively wise. For the Colts, we'll see them back at the bats as they look to get on the board when we return in the bottom of the second. We join you back here in the bottom of the second inning. Nam, his second inning of work, had a very successful bottom of the first. Here's Campo hitting in the 5 spot. And over top of the zone for a ball. Nam can throw some heat, and when he locates it, it is hard to hit. That one just over the bat of Campo for a strike. So a 1-2 count now. Campo needing to protect anything over the strike zone. Nam throws heat though, so you have to be ready for it. And there it is, strike 3, and a leadoff punch out for Nam. So a quick strikeout from Nam, and we'll see Trewortha here at the plate for the Colts. That one gets away, and we'll see ball 1. Because you'd have to think he'd want that one back. So right versus lefty matchup maybe favors Trewortha. As you can kind of see it sling across his body. That one's low as well for ball 2. So back-to-back pitches that were just didn't meet the zone requirements, and we'll see a 2-0 early lead here for Trewortha. Here's the pitch. Yeah, swing and a miss as that one was inside. As Trewortha had to get her bat low and close to her body to attempt to hit that one. Unable to connect. That's strike 1. Here's the 2-1. And that's beautiful down the middle from Nam. Got a pair on both sides of the count. Here's the 2-2. And just outside and low. Moves us to a full count here for Trewortha. And the payoff pitch incoming. Ball 4 is the call. As Trewortha will win the battle and put a runner over at first for the Colts. Here's Veely up to bat. The test runner over at first, and she'll dive back in time. A swing and a miss. It's a strike. As Nam is just throwing heat in the zone right now, and just above it though for a ball. So it's a 2-1 count. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss from Veely. She's looking for the heater down the middle. She's got it a couple times. Hasn't been able to connect. It's 2-2 the count now, and an opportunity for Nam to find another strikeout. Runner's going to go to second. That ball is slowly chopped, and a miscommunication gets all the way to the outfield. Veely will be aboard first. Trey Worthlet will extend her journey over to third. It's runners in the corners as it's a single for Veely. And a huge hit there. She was up against it in the count. Here's Rumboldt. Right down the middle, no doubt about that one. See if Nam can replicate a couple of those, as those will be hard to hit. And there it is again, strike two. Rumboldt caught looking on the last two heaters down the middle. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss, strike three. 3 pitches, that's all it's needed for the strikeout there for Nam, making quick work of Rumboldt. And here's Williams at the plate. The ball 1 down low. Runner still in the corners here, but 2 outs and an opportunity here for the Twins to end the inning and send themselves back to the bats. The Colts have a prime opportunity to cash in their first run of the game. That strike 1 just hits the outside of the zone. Here's the 1-1. And she backed away from it, but it was there. Now will clip the inside. Now she needs to battle. Williams down on the count 1-2. Nam with an opportunity to end the inning. That's ball 2. It's inside as Williams had to take a step back in order to get away from it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Williams hesitated there for a second. Unfortunately, did go through for strike 3, and that will do it for the bottom of the second inning. We'll see the Twins head back to the bats, try to extend their lead, and we'll see who will take to the mound for the Colts when we return for the top of the third. So we get back to here at the top of the third inning. It's Danica Murray, the new pitcher here for the Colts, and that strike one just clips the outside of the zone. After leading things off for the top of the third inning will be number 19. This is Murray for the Twins. Here's the 0-1 for Murray, trying to find her stride here in her arm early on. That's away for a ball. Colts down 11-0 right now. Still without a win in this tournament. They tied Lake Simcoe earlier today, 5-5 game. That was a good one. And lost to the intermediate Colts earlier today. And could be in that territory of potentially being the team to fall to that. Even there's 5 teams in the tournament, and one of the teams won't get to play tomorrow. I believe it's between them and Lake Simcoe, which ended in a tie. So we'll come down to run differential depending on how their other games went. As that's ball 4, it's a leadoff walk for the Twins, and we'll see Murray aboard first base. So a lot on the line in this game. The Twins, if they win, which they are looking really on target to do that, will advance to the finals. That one gets through and past Jacob, and Murray will advance to second base. And if the Twins do win, they'll play the winner of the intermediate Colts in Orleans Red Sox tomorrow morning at 9:30. We'll bring that game to you. So if you're part of the Twins fandom and you want to see who they're going to play, make sure to check that in. Check on that game at 9:30 here at Cricket Field. That one just pulled into foul territory. Jacob will get back in the batter's box and we'll resume. It's a 1-2 count. Murray would love to find a strikeout here. We'll see if she's able to locate it. That one popped up from Jacob. Looks to be over top of the infield, and a diving effort there will be dropped as it was almost a no man's land in between the infield and the outfield. It's a single for Jacob, puts runners in the corners. And this will bring up Rohan, who had a single his first at-bat. An opportunity to cash in a run. Runner will go to second. Well, the catcher will think about it for a moment. But won't make the toss, so we'll see ball 1 for Rohan in a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0. That's strike 2. Pardon me, strike 1, pardon me. As that one just clips the outside of the zone, so splits the first 2 pitches 1-1. That one gets free. We'll see if anyone decides to run. They won't. That one will end up hitting Rohan, and we'll see a walk given. And that will load the bases up here for the Twins. Well, at bottom of the order, here's Elliott with a huge opportunity to get himself some RBIs. If this ball can be hit hard. 0 outs, bases loaded. In a bit of a pinch here are the Colts. That's ball 1 up high. Here's the 1-0. Make that 2-0, almost identical location to the last pitch over top of Elliott's head. And so we'll see ball 2. And Murray needing to straighten things up. Here's the 2-0. Again, just a little high, potentially a little inside. Make that ball 3. And a potential run will score if we see one more ball with the bases loaded walk. Murray needs to find the strike zone. That'll be fouled off heavy. for strike one. So the green light given for Elliott just to swing at anything. That was a good swing, pitch to swing at, just couldn't get a hold of it. We'll foul it off. Here's the 3-1. And that one up, a potential opportunity for a catch there just off into foul territory. We'll have another foul ball and a nice battle there for Murray to bring us to a full count. See if Murray can finish Elliott off. Elliott's fouled off the last two pitches, making contact. Here's the payoff. Now he over top of his head for a walk, and it won't matter after they threw it to third, as that's a bases loaded walk there, and a run will score. For the Twins, making it 12-0. And we'll go back to the top of the order with Nam. Hit a triple his first at-bat and a sac fly his last one. That's ball one on the first pitch. Here's the 1-0. Gets a hold of that one. Right to center field, and will just drop down before hitting the center fielder. Wetter will come home from third after taking a little bit as he made sure to tag up if that ball was caught, and a run will score. It's an RBI single for Nam. And they continue to put on the runs the Twins do, now 13-0. As here's Reese. He has a walk and a ground out so far throughout his first two at-bats. Still with the bases loaded here. Here's pitch one. We'll get that one inside for strike one. Reese turned away, trying to make it look like it was very far inside. He tricked me, but we'll call strike one, so we'll have an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Reese will get a hold of it, pull it to the third baseman, throws to the catcher at home plate, and a little bit too low, takes an early bounce in the dirt, what kind of throws off its trajectory. And another run will score for the Twins. Will keep the bases loaded. It's an RBI single for Reese. The score now 14-0. And here's Ryan hitting in the 3 spot. As the Twins continue to pick away here, picking up single after single with the bases loaded. So keeping them loaded, but also scoring runs at the same time. He'll get a hold of that one. Fires to the shortstop through her glove and all the way to left field. A run will score, make that another RBI single here for the Twins. That seems to be all they're doing, as Ryan will add that to his night. That's a single, a double, and another single there for Ryan. He's 3 for 3. And another run will score. It's now 15-0. That one popped up from Nico. Trying to get out of playable territory, and to the wall was the first baseman to try to close it off and make the catch. Unable to get there in time, though, so we'll just count as a strike. So we'll resume back at the plate. Here's the 0-1. Just up high for a ball. The 1-1 pitch now. And just on the end of the bat as Nico reached for that one. We'll foul off the first baseline for another strike off the foul ball. So a 1-2 count, and the Colts still looking for their first out here in the inning. Would love to find one here. Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 of the punch out for Murray. That's a very big punch out. Nico's had a very successful evening with a triple, a double. And now a strikeout. We'll move on in the order. Here's Tyson. Strike one right down the middle. Murray starting to feel herself here. Here's the 0-1. It's up high for a ball. So third time through the order for the Twins in as many innings. At times have made very successful work here. But starting to slow down the offense after cashing in a couple runs at the beginning of the top of the third. As that one's fouled back for a 1-2 count. An opportunity for back-to-back strikeouts here for Murray. That's ball two. They'll test third, and the tag is not there in time. It was close. As Nam was just off the bag. A little bit too aggressive there. Won't matter. We'll have a 2-2. Reaches for it. Connects. Ground ball to second. They'll try to make the play at second base. It's there in time for the out. And a huge heads-up play. They'll get the fielder's choice. It's instead of going to first, they'd go for second. It's successful. And one out away from ending the inning. This one low. Gavin will hold arm and not go through. And they're going to say he did go through. And that'll be strike one. Runners in the corners. Here's the 0-1 for Murray. Runner will go to second. That's strike two. A beautiful pitch. Gavin up against it now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Murray would love to find a strikeout here, trying to send her team back to the bats. And strike three, the call to end the inning. And so two strikeouts there in the top of the third for Danica Murray to end the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third with the Colts still trying to get up on the board. And they'll have an opportunity as they'll head back to the bats when we return for the third inning. Okay.
Two more, catch here.
Balls in! Balls in!
And so we'll get resumed here for the bottom of the third inning. Colts down significantly, but now you just got to focus on the little things. See if they can get on the board a pitching change as well. here for the Twins. It's number 9, Rohan, at the mound. And here's Facette at the plate, takes strike one swinging. Here's the 0-1. Make that strike two. She's unable to connect. So down too early. Now needs to protect anything over the plate. Rohan trying to start his outing off successfully. Strike three. 3 pitches is all it takes. And Facette will be struck out. So Rohan finding the zone here early on to his evening. That one just way upstairs for a ball. Here's Danica Murray. Pitched the last inning for the Colts. Did a very good job. Here's the pitcher versus pitcher battle. We'll show bunt. Pull away at the right time for another ball. It's an early lead here going to Murray. It's 2-0. Here's a 2-0 pitch inside. She'll back away. Nice to realize that early from Murray, and now her this count fully in her favor. It's 3-0. Rohan needing to find the strike zone. It's a 4-pitch walk for Murray. Puts a runner aboard over at first after we saw the first 3 pitches all strikes and a strikeout. Immediately after 4 pitches and a 4-pitch walk, it will go back. Wow, we'll go back to the top of the order here with Stella Bowie. That's ball 1. As that one's over top of her. That's 5 balls in a row for Rohan. A swing and a miss low in the zone. Throw to second as Murray was taking off. She'll increase herself into a scoring position. And Bowie now 1-1 in the count. Just up high, that's ball 2. Bowie was walked her first time at the plate. Would love to replicate that here, I'm sure. Here's the 2-1. Holds off, but gets caught. I was gonna just tip off the top corner of the strike zone for strike 2. And we're 2s across the board. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Rohan. Inside for ball 3 as Bowie was still as a statue there as that one came by her. Here's the payoff on the full count pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. As Rohan will get her, it's his second strikeout here in the bottom of the 3rd. And we'll move on in the order. Here's Bailey at the plate, a swing and a miss as she reached across that strike zone. Nice pitch there from Rohan for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Just up high. We'll see a ball there. And she'll crank that. Will it stay fair? It's riding up the 3rd base line and will just get out in the foul territory. Hard contact there from Bailey. She pulled it to the opposite field, but unable just to stay fair, that ball was. It was primed for potentially even scoring. Bowie, who's, the runner over at, that's Danica Murray over at second. Opportunity to score her. Was unable to. There's some contact for Bailey in fair territory. A roller, a race for first base, and the Twins will win it to end the inning. Runner stranded at second base there, but still some positives to take out of it from the Colts, and we'll head to the top of the 4th with a 16-0 lead for the Twins when we return for the top of the 4th inning.
Keep it going, guys. Let's go.
fired me and then left me in the group chat.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Come on, kid. Hands up. Let's go. You got this, Jay. You got this.
And so we'll get going here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch, strike one, is making her debut here this evening as Talia Knox at the mound. Here's the 0-1, that one will get away. We'll split the first 2 pitches, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch right down the middle, fouls it back. This is number 10, Jaden, leading things off here in the top of the 4th. Just looking to keep the bats hot here, especially trying to create some momentum going into tomorrow. Here's the 1-2 over top of Jaden. He'll duck down. Play ball number 2. Let's put the first 4 pitches 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 from Knox. Popped up. Right in between short, second, and center field. And that ball will drop through all 3 of them as it's perfectly hit right up the middle. And it's a single for Jaden as he leads things off successfully. We'll move on in the order. Here's number 19, Murray. Had a single his first at-bat. Runner's gonna go to second. He'll get a hold of that, send it right to left field. Trying to dive down, and a beautiful catch by the shortstop, making her way all the way back onto the grass, reaching over her head and making the grab for the out. And a beautiful play there and a catch to get out number 1. Here's number 17, Jacob, and maybe a bit of momentum here for the Colts. Some much needed momentum after that catch. We'll see if they can harness it and try to use it. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. That's a slow chopper. Looks to try to get through the infield, and it will, all the way to right field. Murray will extend it all the way to third, and Jacob will make the run over to second, so both runners now in scoring position. Oh, a nice hit there, a hard hit ground ball that got through with the infield. So here's Rohan. The pitcher versus pitcher battle as Rohan pitched the bottom of the 3rd inning. That's ball 1 away. Rohan had a single earlier in this game. Made that ball 2, but a nice grab there by Lyon behind the plate. Making sure everything is in her possession, as soon as that ball gets free, you have to think Murray over at third will get the green light to come home. Right down the middle, and Rohan will foul it back. Here's the 2-1, that one inside. They'll test runner over at third. Dives back in time, nice and safe. She'll take her time and ensure that he's gonna stay on the bag, and he will. A 3-1 count. Ball forward, load the bases up, so Knox wanting to find the strike zone here, and she will. Rohan took a couple steps towards first, will get reeled right back in. We'll have a full count. Strike 3, the call. Perfect pitch there from Knox to clip the outside. And that's the second out of the inning. As we reach the bottom of the order, here's Elliott. It'd be a huge inning at that if they're able to get out of it without allowing a run. A swing and a miss as Elliott reached across, trying to make contact for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Another perfect pitch there from Knox. She is just locating the strike zone here early on. And has an early lead in the count. It's the 0-2. One more is needed to end the inning and shut out the Twins. In the top of the fourth, they find it. Strike 3. As Talia Knox keeps things on shutdown for the Colts there in the top of the fourth. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Well, maybe some momentum created for the Colts. They'll head to the bats and look to get through their scoreless drought through 3 innings. When we return in the bottom of the fourth.
Ball. Right. Two more, catcher.
Hold it! Second!
I saw my sister. Couldn't judge. But I couldn't judge.
Center!
Top of the fourth inning now. Talia Knox, who had a very strong top of the fourth, was able to shut things down from the mound. Now has another opportunity, her second of the evening, from the plate. Strike 1 with a swing and a miss. Talia struck out her first time at the plate. Out inside, she'll hold off for ball 1. Here's the 1-1. High up in the zone. She'll want that one back. She'll regroup. But now is 1-2 down in the count. Needs to protect anything over the strike zone. And strike 3 as she'll go through. Rohan continues to be sharp here in his outing at the mound. Starts the bottom of the fourth off with a strikeout. And here's Lyon at the plate. She'll foul the first pitch back. That will be over top of her head for ball 1. Georgia Lyon hitting in the cleanup spot this evening for the Colts. She's played catcher majority of this game. So a 2-1 count here. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Rohan. Strike 2. That one will clip the inside of the strike zone. Now Lyon's got to protect. Rohan looking for back-to-back strikeouts here. We'll see if he can find it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Down low for ball 3, I believe. So a full count here at the plate. Here's the payoff pitch from Rohan. That one fired to right field. It's riding the first base line. It will be caught by the left fielder in foul territory. had to make fast reaction time of it, and he certainly did. That's out number 2. Two down now. Here's Campo. That's ball 1 outside. Still no runners aboard here for the Colts. It's ball 2, that's up high and away. Pardon me, inside, make that. So an early lead here for Campo. And that's ball 3. This count in full possession here of Campo. See if she can work it here. She could take a risk on some close to the strike zone. Did on that one. That's strike 1 off the automatic strike from Rohan. Now he starts his battle back. Here's the 3-1. And that's ball 4 outside. And so a runner will be at first. That will get through the catcher, and Campo will run over to second. So that will be ball 1. And Campo moving herself into a scoring position. Hold off, that's another ball there. Just inside, nice take there. The count now 2-1. For Trewortha, that's strike 2. So a 2-2 count. Trewortha needs to protect anything over the strike zone. Rohan trying to end the inning. And we'll see what the call will be momentarily. They're going to say she didn't go. She held the bat for ball 3. Moves us to a full count. And the payoff pitch from Rohan trying to end the inning. Trewortha trying to keep them alive. And that ball cranked up the first base line will get through. It's a single for Trewortha. We'll put runners in the corners. In a great battle to keep them alive and keep the Colts at the bats. Here's Veely, who had a single her first at-bat. Holds off on the first pitch for strike 1. Colts have a perfect opportunity to cash in a run here. Runner will go to second. High swing in the zone. It'll be fouled back as Veely just got a piece of it, so that's strike 2. And so runner will be forced to go back to first as Trewortha got a good launch over to second. Here's the 0-2. Rohan trying to end it, and he will. Strike 3. As Veely unable to connect, will end the 4th inning. And so we'll head to the 5th with the Twins back at the bats, trying to extend their lead.
Score. 16 now. Yeah.
So we'll get back going here. Wow. Apologies, as I think I'm getting a little sick here. And after 4 games, my voice a little raspy. Should be good for tomorrow. Nam will hammer that at the second baseman and just bounce off of her glove, and a successful single there for Nam, who continues a fantastic evening for himself. A triple. That's his second single of the evening, and also a sacrifice fly to cash in a run. And they go check on the second baseman. It hit her hand, I believe, potentially. She looks to be okay. She'll stay in the game. So here's Leah Rumbolt at the mound for the Colts. With Reese at the plate, he'll take ball 1 just away. Let's keep an eye on Nam to see if he goes to advance a base. Reese gets underneath for that one, pulls it right to left field, and it will get down in fair territory for a single, a far hit single at that. Puts Nam in a scoring position. But a nice hit there from Reese. Here's Ryan. Also hammers that ball to similar location, and a nice catch as she reaches over her head as the left fielder to grab that one. A beautiful grab to find out number 1 and keep runners contained at their bases at second and first. As we'll head to the cleanup hitter, here's number 11, Nico. A triple, a double, and a strikeout so far this evening. That's ball 1 away. They'll test runner over at first as he had a very aggressive leadoff. He'll get back in time. Here's the next pitch, just lobbed in there for a ball. So 2-1 count here against Nico. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Will just dip down in time for strike 2. So splits the first 4 pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Potential strikeout territory. Nico gets it inside on the hands. Light hit ball, race for third. And won by the third baseman for out number 2. Nice fielder's choice there by Danica Murray. Nice heads up play. And Nam will be sent back to the dugout. So here's Tyson. Takes ball 1. So Rumbolt looking strong here. Already finding 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. After a shutout inning last inning as well by Talia Knox. The pitching has been better as this game's gone on. That ball gets through the catcher, and both runners will advance to the next base. Now both find themselves in a scoring position. So Tyson's job comes a little bit easier. Just needs to penetrate the infield. That one's fired up. Looks to be getting a no man's land, and it will drop. Take a funky bounce on the left fielder as well. 2 runs will come around. It's a 2 RBI single for Tyson as a pair of runs cash in for the Twins. And so we'll move on in the order. Here's Gavin at the plate, has a runner only at first. After they were cleared to throw to first, not there in time. Here's the 1-0 from Rumbolt. Strike 1. Maybe not the fastest pitches, but When they're precise, they work perfectly, have lots of movement on it. Can look like they're gonna hit above the zone, could dip down below. That is pulled right to the right field. A monster hit from Gavin, lots of power behind it. Entice him around third and go home. Gavin's going to extend to a triple, and he'll make it successful. The Twins cash in another run. It's an RBI triple for Gavin. And here's Jaden at the plate. So the Twins continue to pile up the runs here, just like they did earlier in the game. Now finding 3 here in the top of the 5th. That's ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Gets a hold of it. The center field backing up over top of the center fielder and all the way to the back fence. Jaden will extend it to a double. An RBI double at that as the Twins hit the 20-run marker. And we'll see number 19, Murray, here at the plate. With a runner in scoring position at second, but they have been all over pitches this inning. Now he bounces off the catcher, and thinking about it over at second there is Jaden. He'll stay at second base. Just gets a tip on it. It's a foul tip for a strike. Here's the 1-1. And he launches that right to left field. That is hard hit, and it gets all the way to the back fence. I was a few meters away from gone. And an RBI double, a long one at that, from Murray. And they continue to be all over pitches here. Here's Jacob. He'll launch one. Looks it over top of the infield. It will drop into no man's land. Murray won't be able to advance to third base as there's the warning of potential of having to tag up. He'll stay, and we'll have a single for Jacob. And here's Rohan. Only 1 out needed here for the Colts. Rohan, ground ball. Scoot from second, they'll look for the fielder's choice, and they'll get it in time, as no tag is needed off the forced play. That will do it for the top of the 5th. We'll see the Colts head back to the bats, and I believe it's a 15-run mercy rule, or a 10-run mercy rule after 5 innings. So they'll need a big inning here if they want to make something happen. When we return, we'll find out for the bottom of the 5th inning. As we'll get back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Leah Rumboldt will lead things off here for the Colts in an inning where they need a big one, or else I believe the mercy rule will come into effect after 5. And first pitch swinging will just foul it off for strike 1. At the mound now for the Twins, they will have number 36, Gavin, pitching his first inning of work. As the sun slowly starts to fade away, you could see the sunlight and get cut off in between the mound and the plate, which could be a bit of an illusion for batters here, which is not a good thing, as it becomes even harder to track as it goes from nice and bright to behind the shadows. That one gets away for a ball. It becomes a little bit harder for batters here. There's the 2-1 coming against Rumboldt. Contact, gets through the infield, all the way out to left field. And Rumboldt will start things off strong for the Colts in the bottom of the 5th. Nice heavy hit there from Rumboldt. And we'll see if they can keep the party going, as Williams thought about it there, hesitated, and did eventually go. Got to be careful there, as sometimes when you want to make that last second decision to go the swing, it's too far gone in order to make any sort of contact, as Rumboldt will steal second. And we'll have a 1-1 count here at the plate. Here's the 1-1. And Williams will go through, swing and a miss. And that one gets through the pitcher. Rumboldt's going to go to third. Not there in time. It was close. Rumboldt getting a little risky there. It goes from one corner to the next. Now a base hit away from getting the Colts on the board. Here's 1-2. Williams needs to protect. Down low. That's a nice grab there from the catcher. In order to contain it, you have to think what we've seen so far, that the Colts Rumboldt will come home if a ball gets free. Here's the 2-2. That one gets away. Rumboldt thinks about it, takes a look, but will stay at third. So a full count here for Williams in the payoff from Gavin. Contact, hit up to the first baseman. Easy scoop the tank for out number 1, but the sacrifice play as the Colts will get on the board as Rumboldt comes around after some fantastic base running. And a huge, just momentum booster, an energy run there from the Colts. Swing and a miss from Fawcett, low in the zone for strike 1. As this Twins team will gear up for tomorrow in a championship game, as projected if they do win, which looks very likely right now. Then they'll play the winner of the Orleans Red Sox in the Colts intermediate team. They'll play tomorrow morning, and whoever wins that game will play the Twins in the championship game. I believe first pitch for that one, I believe at 2:30. We'll have a bronze medal game at 12, and that Orleans and Kingston game will be at 9:30. Won't want to miss any of it. We'll have it all right here on the Kingston Baseball Association YouTube channel. I believe 2-2 the count. Fawcett needing to protect. We'll hold off for a ball. Full count. And the payoff from Gavin. Ball 4 as it's inside. And Facette will get over to first base off the walk. And it's been a great successful inning here for the Colts. They've struggled at the offense through the first 4. Finally able to get on the board and now have a runner at first. We'll see Murray here. Shows bunt, pulls away. Ball 1. Facette thought about going to second. Will not go. Will stay at first. Here's the 1-0. Shows bunt again. That one goes over her head. Throw to first. Not there in time. Nice slide back there from Facette to stay safe. But Murray showing bunt the first 2 times. Looking to even just move Facette into a scoring position. See if she shows bunt again. Here's the 2-0. She doesn't. We'll just take it right down the middle though for a strike. So up 2-1. It's the 2-1 pitch. Murray went for it. That was a perfect pitch to swing at. Unable to connect. Strike 2. And there was another opportunity there for Facette to extend the second. Doesn't decide to go. There's a 2-2 count. And the battle ensues. Murray gets that one off the crack of the bat and caught right by the third baseman. That's a beautiful grab by Murray. Throw to first. Facette will get back in time. So 2 outs. And we'll see Stella Bowie as we go back to the top of the order here for the Colts. Trying to stay alive. They'll test first again, and Facette doing a good job not getting too aggressive on the leadoff. And Bowie, one of the premier players for this Colts team. Trying to keep things alive here for the Colts. That one will be fouled back near the camera. Everything looks okay though for our equipment. So Bowie takes a strike. That one's down in the dirt and gets away. Facette will now get the green light to go and make it successful. She moves herself into a scoring position. That's a good steal. We'll see if she could do it again. So a 2-1 count now. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Clips that outside. And now Bowie needs to protect anything over the strike zone. An opportunity for Gavin to end the ball game. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. To the strikeout. It was a drop, strike 3. The throw to first. Well, get out number 3. And that will do it. The West Ottawa Twins go undefeated through the first 2 days, and I believe will automatically be put in the championship game. We'll see them tomorrow at 2:30. They'll play the winner of the Orleans Red Sox in the Kingston Intermediate team at 9:30 first pitch. You won't want to miss it. We'll be back here for 3 more games tomorrow. Orleans versus Kingston Intermediate, 9:30. Winner goes to the championship game. We'll have the bronze medal game at 12 and the gold medal game of the Limestone City Showdown at 2:30. I've been Jacob Ewing all day long. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 9:30.